keeping space heaters near curtains or other fabric materials. Now, Phil, it feels like those really cold temperatures just like popped in all of a sudden. Is like what's causing that?
Well, it's something called a jet stream. We look up roughly about 7 miles into the air, kind of where planes start to fly. And whenever we look at the jet stream, again, this is so high in the atmosphere, but what a strong jet stream looks like is pretty standard. This is whenever we start to see temperatures around our average high, which right now is 34 degrees. You can see that jet stream, for the most part, is relatively straight. But think of this as a bridge. Whenever a bridge gets weak, it starts to bend. And whenever you get that, you get, well, ridges, and then you get troughs. This is whenever you start to see that cold air from the North Pole start to settle in, and this is what we call Arctic air. This, again, with a weak jet stream across central Illinois, you get those extreme. Whenever you think back to what happened in December, Christmas Day, we were talking almost 60 degrees in some cases. But now we're on the opposite side of that. So we're talking temperatures around the 0 degree mark, if not slightly below it. And so as we continue to look at the jet stream, this is a good way to illustrate this as well with the other aspect of graphics. You can see this dark purple up here, up towards Canada. That is absolutely bitter cold. That would be very similar to what you would typically see in the North Pole. But what we're noticing now, this continues to kind of deepen across the Midwest and across central Illinois. Here's that jet stream again. Again, these are winds that are where planes fly. So planes get a hold of those winds and really can start to lose some time up in the air. But whenever you look at it in this aspect, we're getting that deep cold to settle in across central Illinois. And because of that, there are a few wind chill alerts. In fact, you can see this advisory here in this lighter kind of blue, almost teal color, range from Watseka to here in Decatur, includes the 3 big cities, as well as Mountain, Charleston, and Effingham. Wind chill warning in Bloomington, Jacksonville, and Carlinville. Not much of a difference here. Maybe it feels like temperatures about 5 to 10 degrees difference as we start to progress in through tonight. But either way, it's dangerously cold out there for everyone. We get into tomorrow morning. Again, your low is always in the morning, unless there's a cold front rolling through, that is. Negative 21 in Bloomington could be your feels like temperature. Negative 18 here in Decatur, as well as negative 17 in the Mattoon, Charleston area. This is whenever we start to talk about frostbite that could settle in a very short period of time across the area. So as we start to look into tomorrow, temperatures are going to be in the single digits, 6 degrees, 7 degrees for your high, but it's still going to feel like the negatives. So we're not expecting your feels like temperatures to be above 0 until we start to get into the middle of this upcoming work week. Satellite radar has dense cloud cover across all of central Illinois, even down towards that I-70 corridor. There could be a few flurries even more south. I don't expect to see that here across central Illinois for our viewing area. Either way, Futurecast is going to continue to show some dense cloud cover even as we start to head in to Martin Luther King Jr. Day. A little bit concerned if there is a ceremony that's outside. I would suspect a lot of them are going to go inside because of the dangerous cold. But either way, the clouds will not clear out until we start to get into Tuesday. So this is what we're looking at for your temperature trend. Again, we have temperatures in the single digits, not only Monday, but also into Tuesday. Tuesday, we get a bit more sunshine, so it might help out a touch, but the wind is still going to be relatively brutal. Even 10-mile-per-hour winds can make it feels like temperatures feel about 10 degrees to 15 degrees colder. We get into Wednesday, Thursday, 26, 27 degrees going in that respectively, but this is where our average high is, about 32 to 33 degrees. We're significantly below that. And while this seems like improvement, there's going to be a setback. We're going to get another little bit of a blast of colder air that settles in Friday, Saturday before we, in the long run, hope to see improvements. But even then, we're still below freezing or still below our average high going into Sunday. So this is going to be here for quite a few days. And this is pretty typical whenever we start to talk about things like this moving forward. Tonight, well, the coldest part is through. Today was actually the coldest day in the forecast, but tonight doesn't improve much better. Maybe 3 degrees for the better. You can see a low of -6. Feels like -25 with Arctic-like air settling across all of central Illinois. And of course, the wind's still going to be rather breezy going into tomorrow as well, where we only top out around 6 degrees under mostly cloudy conditions. The hope is the sun breaks out on the occasion, and if that's the case, then maybe some communities get closer to 8, 9 degrees, specifically the further south you are. I just don't think it's likely for everyone to hit the double digits for temperatures until we start to get in Wednesday, Thursday. So Martin Luther King Jr. Day, absolutely freezing. Again, while temperatures are above 0, your feels like temperature is still going to be in the negatives going into Tuesday. We see a touch of improvement going into Wednesday and Thursday. Maybe there's a snowflake or two going into Thursday night. I'm not expecting a lot of accumulation here. We're not talking about a winter storm as of right now, and I don't expect to do so as we get closer. It's just one little system that's going to clip through our area. But we're back into the teens going into Friday, Saturday before we start to see mostly sunny conditions and temperatures once again back in the mid-20s by next weekend.